Please watch Mr. Heavyweight Boxing today.
Hey, what's up, man? This is Chris, the Nightmare Ariola, and you're watching Mission Boxing today.
Heavyweight boxing fans, what's the deal? All right, man, so I was on Boxing Social yesterday. Shout out to them. I'll actually leave a link to the interview in the description box. You can click it, listen to it, come to your own surmise. But they did a little lengthy interview with Alen Babic yesterday, man, and I'm like what I'm hearing from him. You know, he's 6-0, 6 knockouts. You know, he fights with Matchroom, fights on the DAZN cards. Exciting fighter. You know, he'll come to fight. He loves to throw hooks and uppercuts. He loves to come forward. He's one guy that you do not have to go looking for in the ring. And I like that fan-friendly style. Now, we know that fan-friendly style does not necessarily mean that, you know, that's going to necessarily be success, all right? But as of right now, he is 6-0 with the 6 knockouts. And in that interview, man, he was talking about fights that has been talked about, fights that have been offered to other fighters, and fights that, you know, that he just wants to have. And he was talking about Eric Molina was a name thrown out there. We know Eric Molina, you know, more of a gatekeeper nowadays, but he does carry some heavy hands. He does have a nice left hook, does have a nice right hand. I remember the right hand that he threw against Thomas Adamek, which I think is Eric Molina's best win. But I think that was 2016. But you know, Eric Molina's been in there with AJ, been in there with Wilder. His most recent bout was in 2019 against Filipe Perkovic. He got dominated in that fight. And then he had another fight in 2019 against Nick Guevas, the journeyman, all right? So we know what Eric Molina brings. I wouldn't mind that type of fight. You know, it's a guy that's, you know, had title shots, 2 title shots to be exact. Older guy, but experience, all right? And that's what Babic needs, is to fight guys with some experience, okay? So that's one guy he was talking about. Another one was Nick Webb. He said the fight got offered to Nick Webb, and he, according to Babic, the Nick Webb does not want to smoke, all right? Last time I saw Nick Webb, he fought last year in the Ultimate Boxer tournament. You know, that tournament they have out there in the UK where they fight about, well, if you win the tournament, you have 3 fights in one day, all right? And he beat, I think it was Mark Bennett in the championship. Yeah, because he fought Danny Whitaker and Chris Healy. All right, but that's the last time I seen Nick Webb. Nick Webb is 16-2 with the 2 losses. He is heavy-handed, but he did suffer 2 losses to Dave Allen and to Kamil Sokolowski. Sokolowski, I'm going to bring up in a minute here. All right, but according to Babic, Webb doesn't want to fight. And then the third guy that he brought up that he really wants to fight, well, there's another guy that he brought. He said he was dreaming about fighting Martin Bakole. All right, I wouldn't mind seeing that one. Bakole, we know, just got a victory over Sergey Kuzmin. But the fight that he said that he really wants was the David Price fight. And I actually put up in my community section a poll about what you guys think about Price versus Babic. Now, Price is somebody, man, he suffered his fair share of knockouts, but like a lot of heavyweights, he has heavy hands. And that's one thing, you know, that he can go out fighting on his shield was throwing some big right hands or big left hooks, all right? Even though the fights that he did get knocked out in, there's some fights where he actually hurt or buzzed or dropped the other guy. You know, if you look at the Tony Thompson fight, you look at the, I'm not sure if he buzzed or hurt Tepper, though. But look at those fights. Povetkin, remember when he buzzed Povetkin, I think it was with a left hook. He hurt Christian Hammer, you know, and then a lot of those fights he just gassed out, and the other guy was able to come forward and get him out of there. All right, his last fight was against Derek Chisora. At this rate, though, man, I mean, how much credit can we really keep giving guys for beating guys that are at this stage? And I always say that, right? But again, it's a guy with somebody that has experience, somebody that's going to be the hardest puncher that Babic has faced in his career. You know, so what do you guys think, man? Who do you guys want to see? If I had to pick a guy to this, I would say Nick Webb, man, just because he's the younger out of the 3, and you know, coming in off the, you know, that winning note of winning that Ultimate Boxer tournament, even though he hasn't fought in a year. I think that tournament took place literally 2019 or December of 2019. All right, so you know, Nick Webb, but if he can't get any of those guys, man, I would say Nick Webb, then Molina, then Price, okay? But if he can't get any of those guys, how about somebody like Kamil Sokolowski, a tough journeyman? And just based on styles, I think that'd be an interesting fight. And I would not be surprised if Sokolowski found a way to win that fight. I'm not going to lie to you, man. And then if you can't get Sokolowski, how about a fight with Nate Gorman? Now, there's a plethora of guys I can name, but I'm trying to just be more like on the realistic side of things. I think Nathan Gorman's a good one. Gorman just had a fight with in October here. He beat Richard Lartey by a 10-round decision. One thing noticeable about that fight, though, man, Nick Gorman came in extremely out of shape. He was like 273 pounds, man. By far his career high. And Nate Gorman only has the one loss, and that was his showdown with Daniel Dubois. You know what I mean? So I would love to see that. Babic versus Gorman, or maybe Kamil Sokolowski, all right? But eventually, man, I hope all these guys fight each other. Over there on Matchroom, they have a lot of heavyweights, man. You know, you got Zhili Zhang over there. You got David Adelaide. You got Fabio Worley. You got Mago Majidov, the guy that beat Anthony Joshua in the World Championships back in the day. A lot of heavyweights, and I'm pretty sure it's more than I'm forgetting, too. All right, but then, of course, you got Joshua and Dillian White and guys like that, right? Falik Herkovic, a lot of guys over there, man. So, but realistically, though, I wouldn't mind the three that he's talking about fighting: Webb, Molina, and David Price. Okay, can't get those guys, man. Somebody like Kamil Sokolowski would be a good challenge, man. Or let's try to get like a Nathan Gorman type of fight. All right, but looking at Babic, man, his last 3 fights, not bad for a guy you're trying to bring along. And look, guys, he's not the biggest heavyweight. He's 6'1". The most he's weighed in his first 6 fights, the most he's came in at is 213 pounds against Tom Little. I'm sorry, no, 220 against I can't pronounce this journeyman's name, but Ramizi Gachachevili, 220 pounds, right? Then his second highest weight was 213. Actually, for the Neil Kennedy fight, he weighed in at 199. You know what I mean? So he's not a big heavyweight, but he does throw his hands. He isn't afraid to go in there and look for knockouts and swing for the fences. You know what I mean? And he gets some good, adequate training and sparring with Dillian White and guys like that. All right. Then he had to fight Neil Kennedy's again. With Neil Kennedy, he's a guy that I've seen beat Alexis Santos. So that's not a bad win for Babic. Then the win over Shondell Winters. I know he's a journeyman, but Winters was giving Parker a little bit of problems for Parker got him out of there. And I seen Winters upset Oleksandr Teslenko. Teslenko was like 16-0 at the time. All right. And so that's a good win for Babic. And then the win over Tom Little. We know Tom Little just going to come in here. He's going to give you some effort. You know what I mean? But those aren't bad little matchups for a 6-0 fighter. All right. But there's some other guys, Jonathan Rice, another good journeyman level guy that he can probably fight. And like I said, Kamil Sokolowski. All right. But I'm going to leave the interview in the description box, man. And you guys let me know what you think in the comment section. Who would you like to see Alen Babic fight? And as far as him calling out dudes, let me not forget, he's called out Herkovic, his countryman from Croatia. He's called out Bakole. Peter Malas is a guy who's undefeated Croatian that I wouldn't mind seeing him fight either. You know what I mean? He's about 14 or 15. Maybe 16-0 right now, all right? But there's some good fights out there for him, man. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section. Who do you want to see Alen Babic fight next, man? I'm gone.